I see you. All right, we good? We good, DJ. What's good? What's good? Yeah, yo, you guys look beautiful, man. Y'all look beautiful. Y'all look hungry. You know what? Let me tell you, like real talk, this is the most energized group I've ever been in front of. That's so dope. That's dope. That's dope. Like, yo, that's fire. That's fire. You know, as a speaker, you feed off of energy, and a lot of times people are like, yo, what's in it for me? But y'all came like y'all ready. Not like just ready. Y'all ready. See, they ready. They ready. Oh, I like it. So listen. Let's get it in, man. You guys are here. It's a divine appointment, right? You are here on purpose. So like Thanksgiving, you can cut the music. I don't need the backdrop. Thanks, man. So listen. Thanksgiving, is a couple of months away, which is one of my favorite, holidays, right? Because that's where you get to eat, right? You get to get real full. Like you get to try out new things as people begin to bring the food from their different homes and things of that nature, right? But the one thing I realize is that, at least with my family, like we have all of these plans to do stuff. Like when you come over, you come in town, we're going to go and do this. As soon as after we get done eating, we're going to do all of these different things, right? We're going to go to the movies, or we might even go Black Friday shopping, right? But it's the one thing that holds people back, in my family at least. They get that itis, right? They get that itis. You know what that itis is, right? Like you eat way too much, you get comfortable, like you don't feel like doing anything. And that's what happens to a lot of us. We get that itis. Right? We get that itis. Like we get into that sweet spot, like where things is really rocking, we doing really well, then we get that itis. And that's what happens to a lot of teams. Right? A lot of teams, I don't know if you're a sports person or not. When you look at, especially the Lions, God bless you if you're a Lions fan, right? But just rock with me just for a minute. But like, listen, the Lions somehow, they always find a way to lose. I wish it was something else, but they always find a way to lose. And I said, you know what, Shon, I know what it is, man. They have that itis. They get to that place where they start playing, watch this, they start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And many of us play not to lose. And that's easy to play not to lose. We play it safe, right? Because long as we do just enough, we good. We don't get in trouble, right? We stay within the lines. It's good. And that's what happens with the Lions. Just last week, they was up. People was on social media like, yo, we finally about to get that. Yeah. But you see what happened afterward, right? They tied and people was upset. But I'm a Michigan State man, right? That's where I play ball at. I'm a Michigan State man. But I love greatness, right? And I got to be honest. I don't like the dude Tom Brady because he went to the other squad. But you can't argue with greatness. I saw an interview the other day with Tom Brady, and they was asking, no, Siri, I want to talk to you. So when they asked Tom Brady, they said, listen, you was picked the last quarterback. When you was in high school, you sat on the bench. When you went to Michigan, you was the 7th quarterback, right? You was the last, and they said, like, aren't you like what do you say to those people? Like can you say nah now? Like, since you have experience and did all the things that you've done, he said, you know what? Nope. He said, I use that as fuel. I remember when I wasn't picked. I remember when nobody chose me. I remember when they looked me over. And that was the thing with me, what began to fuel me. See, at first, it was fueled and it was coming from a place of negativity. See, my dad told me, right, he didn't love on me when he had the opportunity, but when he told me that I was too small to go play Big Ten ball. He said, Shon, you're too small. I don't know if he was trying to protect me from something, but all I know, his words cut me. The very person who's supposed to love me, the very person that's supposed to empower me, he says, Shon, you're too small. And so I carried those words of you're too small, Shon, that you can't accomplish this, Shon. So what happened, it began to be fueled, but it was fueled by negativity. And my question to you is, what's your fuel? What's your fuel? See, some of you are motivated because your dad wasn't there. You know what? My thing is to this. So what? No, it's real quiet. Because this is the thing. We talk about diversity. We talking about where people will look at the color of your skin or what you don't have or where you come from. They will look and give you a stigma and say that, you know, you can't accomplish this because the school you come from. When people say, oh, you're from Flint. Yeah, I'm from Flint. Don't me. Don't feel bad for me. All day. Don't feel bad for me. Don't allow people to feel bad for you where you come from. You use that as fuel to dominate your space, right? You use that as fuel. Like, I was born for this purpose. I was born for this reason. You was born to impact the world that's around you. So when my father told me I was too small, I didn't know how to navigate that, so I had to start growing on purpose from the inside out. And let me tell you, that's one of the hardest things to do, to grow from the inside out. When you grow from the inside out, you now have to look at you, Doge. You have to look at you. You're not looking at what other people did to you. Like, because my father wasn't there, no, I couldn't keep on using that. I had to start growing from the inside out, because as long as I allowed that to keep me back, I was reckless in my behavior. And I gave them a reason to keep me out. So it got to a place, see, Doge, you don't even know that. I played with Doge at Michigan State. See, those what you didn't know is that the very last game that I ever played, I never watched the film of the last game, bro, because it was too painful. That game reminded me that I wasn't going pro. And that's all I wanted to do was go pro. So I avoided watching the film because it was too painful. And I finally had to get to the place, some of you have to get to the place where you say, you know, I'm a man up, I'm a woman up. I'm going to look within. And I'm going to take responsibility. So what I did is that I had to go and find this film. Now listen, I'm going to age myself. When I played, there was no YouTube. Didn't even exist. So I had to go and find this film, and I didn't know where I can find it from because this film was from 1995. And you know, I found that film on YouTube. And I closed my door, and I popped the door open. I closed my door, and I turned this film on. Let me tell you something. That was the most challenging, one of the most challenging times of my life, because when I turned the film on, it showed me all of the mistakes that I've made on that field. It showed me my blind spots. I had to take responsibility that it wasn't the coach who kept me out. It wasn't life that kept me out. It was me who kept me out. So my question to you is, why are you not watching your film? Every day that you wake up, you need to watch your film, because that's where growth comes from. When you watch your film, it shows you what's your blind spots. It's like when you drive in your car, you need to have that side mirror so you can see your blind spots. Watching your film identifies your blind spots so you can grow from the inside out. And a lot of times we don't want to do it because it's too painful. Tom Brady said, you know what? They asked him, they said, Tom, which ring was the best ring. And at this time, he had 3 rings. They said, what's the best ring, those? They said, what's the best ring? He thought about it, and then he said, the next one. Come on. He said, the next one. So my question to you is, what's your next move? What's your best move? It ought to be the next one. What's your best move? It ought to be the next one. Listen, you should have said, they shouldn't have counted me out. They shouldn't have shut the door on me. And see, that's what happened. They shut the door. They told me, I graduate with a 1 point embarrassing GPA out of high school. And the teacher told my parents to keep me back because I wouldn't be anything. But now I stand before stages and beautiful people like you telling you my story where I've written 5 books. Somebody who they said that couldn't do it. And let me let you on a secret. I love education, but I just don't like school. That's me. But let me tell you something. I like freedom more than I hate or dislike school. Let me help you out. Because some of you may say, I don't like school. I don't want it. You know what? Well, you need to find something you love more than you hate school. Because if you don't, you will have to listen or walk at the drumbeat of somebody else if you don't like that. So if you want to dominate your lane and dominate your space, you have to invest in yourself today so you can do whatever you want to do tomorrow. You didn't just come here, but by a mistake. You was fearfully and wonderfully made. You sweet all by yourself. Nobody don't need to tell you what to do. It's already on the inside of you. You ought to dominate your space and your lane. When you show up, they ought to be like, ooh, ooh, because you bring it. You have to bring it. I don't care what your competition is. You don't play to lose. You play to win. I need you to play to win. When you wake up, you play to win. You play to win. Don't play to lose. When you play to lose, that's average. Any and everybody can do that. I need you to play to win. I need you to play to win. I need you to dominate your space. So if there's anything that you can that you can remember me of, I want you to live or remember this, that I live by, that all I do is win. No matter what. No matter what comes my way, I win. If it happened to me, it happened for me, not to me. Get that? If something happens, it happened for you and not to you. When trauma comes, it happened for me, so I can use that as motivation and fuel to change the world around me. So I need you to dominate your lane. I need you to dominate your space. When you show up, I need them to say, "Oh, thank you. That's my time."